little to no disruption. Okay, we're on the record for Tuesday afternoon criminal docket, September 21st, 2021. I'll take quick announcements with this signify with a raise your hand reaction button, please. If anybody has a quick announcement. I know Mr. Sepulveda, your plea is ready to go.
That's correct, Judge. Thank you.
Your client is on. Mr. Peña is ready. Okay, Mr. Parson.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm in two courts at once. I apologize for that.
That's okay.
I have Victor Lopez, Your Honor. He's on the screen there in the gray shirt.
Okay, that's CR 20-07321-I, State of Texas versus Victor Lopez. That's number 48 on the court's docket.
Yes, Your Honor. He's got a pending felony that hasn't been filed yet. We're trying to resolve the case, but we were wanting that felony to be filed so that if he could work out the misdemeanor with the felony, that we could, that maybe that could resolve this whole issue regarding the case before your court. So we're asking for a little bit more time. Mr. Lopez has indicated to me that he is going to hire an attorney to address the felony. So we're wondering if the court would allow us maybe 30 more days for him to do that.
Okay, so then are you requesting the extra time so that he can hire an attorney, or so that
on the felony
Okay.
case, Your Honor?
Okay, so is Mr. Lopez on an alcohol monitoring device right now?
He is not, Your Honor.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and set him out a little further than usual. He'll return on November the 16th for a status at 9:30 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Lopez, we'll see you then, okay?
All righty, thank you.
All right, take care.
Your Honor, can we be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Calixto Villarreal?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir.
My client is in custody, Judge Jesus Muñiz Martinez,
Okay,
CR 21-09964-I.
okay, hold on.
Number 32, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, thank you. Deputy, can you bring in Jesus Muñiz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Spanish speaker, Your Honor.
okay, that's CR 21-09964-I. Okay, what is your announcement, Counselor?
Judge, this matter, we've talked to the ADA. This matter shall be dismissed upon the plea on a felony matter that he has pending. That should happen hopefully within the next 2 weeks.
Okay. So then what I'll do is, so you think that'll happen within the next couple of weeks?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me see.
And Judge, just to clarify for the record, I did speak with the defense counsel's office, but felony just informed me to hold off on any dismissal. I'm trying to see how they want me to proceed with the misdemeanor case, but he will be pleading to the felony. I just need to verify how they want us to proceed.
Well, I think Mr. Villarreal's under the impression that this would be dismissed and that's how the plea is going to be. Am I correct, Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, actually, the offer and the misdemeanor on the felony, Judge, is to reduce it to a misdemeanor, 9 months in county.
Okay.
That's the offer. But my client's in Brooks County. I'm certain he's going to accept it because we've talked about this prior. And my understanding from talking to the ADA this morning in this court was that they would consider dismissing upon that.
Okay, well, your client's here in Hidalgo County now.
Today, yes, Judge. And actually, the announcement we have the felony is set for tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay, so Ms. Guarenia, you still don't know how you will be proceeding?
Yes, that's correct, Judge. I did speak to his office and I did say that we would consider dismissal, but upon communication with felony, they're asking us to hold off on that. So I'm trying to verify with them to see how they want us to proceed.
We're okay, Judge. As long as we take care of the felony matter first, then we can address one. So
Okay. So then, he can, the soonest I have is October 26th.
that works for us.
Okay, October 26th at 1:30.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Castellano, let him know that his hearing will be on October 26th at 1:30.
Mr. Muñiz, su próxima corte es el 26 de octubre a la 1:30 de la tarde. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have. May I be excused?
You certainly may. Okay, Mr. Cantu?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have Elias Aceves. I know Robert Puente, I think, was going to plea him out on some cases. I was just wondering if I could be excused. I have to meet some federal agents on one of my cases at 2:30. I was going to ask for status hearings or something on my cases.
Okay,
have,
well, on the cases that you have, are you still standing with that you want a trial setting?
Yes, Your Honor. There's numbers 3, 5, 6, and 8.
Okay, that's fine then. I still have that down on my notes. So we're just waiting for Mr. Fuentes so that you know the state is filing an amended motion. So that needs to be processed and accepted, and then they're gonna do the plea. It'll be done on Tuesday.
Okay.
And Judge, if I may, on one of Mr. Cantu's cases, number 5, this is the terroristic threat, CR 18-13128-I. The state has not made any contact with the victim. We were gonna offer to set this up for a bench trial to get at least one of the cases hopefully disposed of.
Mr. Cantu, do you have any objection to have that set for a bench trial so it's a no victim, a victim no-show?
No problem, Your Honor. That's fine.
Okay, what is the soonest we can do for that bench trial? You need at least 30 days to try to get a subpoena out, right, Ms. Wadena?
Yes, correct, Judge.
Okay, we'll do October 26th at 1:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, then Mr. Cantu, we'll see you back on that date then, sir.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you.
Judge,
Yes,
so you don't need Aceves?
yes, I still do because he still has the cases with Mr. Puente.
Okay, we're gonna be bringing him last due to his unstable.
Well, he probably won't need to be brought in because they're gonna need to reset him for the amended paperwork to go through.
All right. Okay,
So, Mr. Cantu, we'll see you back on October the 26th, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Likewise. Okay, on Mr. Cantu's cases, I'm gonna go ahead and just reset all of them for October 26th so we can keep them together at 1:30, and then we'll give Mr. Puente the new date on his cases as soon as he comes in.
All right.
Okay, he's coming in right now. Okay, Mr. Peña, you're ready for your plea, is that correct?
No, we're not. Yeah, we're signed up. She came in and signed in, but she couldn't make it this afternoon. She just called me. We could do it tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, or next week, or whenever you can fit us in for the plea.
Okay.
We're signed up.
Okay, let me see. Miss Rivera, when is the earliest that we still have spots at 1:30?
We can do next Tuesday, Your Honor.
Mr. Peña, Teresa Margarita Fuentes, CR 19-13264-I, will set her plea up for September 28th at 1:30.
That's very well, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Mr. Puente, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, on Elias Aceves, for the cases that you represent him on the revocations, the state does have an announcement. Ms. Guarena?
Yes, Judge. Regarding the revocations on numbers 7, 9, and 10, the state did receive a first amended motions to revoke, which include the offenses of the resist and the new evading. We would ask to hold off on the plea so that we could, until next week, so that we can plea him or revoke him on the first amended revo, Judge.
Okay, so Mr. Puente, for that to be processed and accepted, we need to change your plea date to September 28th at 1:30.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay,
Okay.
And also, Judge, on number 4 for Mr. Aceves, the criminal mischief, CR 18-16296-I, the state did offer a new recommendation. It's, we do have the restitution amount. The victim is the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office. We just wanted to offer the payment of the restitution amount for dismissal. We just wanted to put that, make defense counsel aware of that as well.
Do you know the amount by any chance?
Yes, it's $105.
okay, so if he pays that amount on that case, then we can go ahead and dismiss it.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay, and Mr. Puente, they were not gonna bring Mr. Aceves due to his situation, but I told him it was unnecessary anyway because we were gonna reset him anyway to Tuesday.
Yes, Your Honor. He's a little exuberant. We understand.
Yes, okay. And also, Mr. Puente, you're ready on your plea with Jesus Jaramillo?
Yes, Your Honor. We submitted the paperwork today. I don't know if the court or the staff has had time to review it.
Yes, they're ready to go. I just need to know, is your client on?
He should be on, Your Honor.
Jesus Jaramillo, are you present? Jesus Jaramillo. Well, if you want an opportunity to contact him.
Yes, Your Honor. If the court wouldn't mind recalling it, because I gave him
Oh,
the
he's just coming into the waiting room. He just pinged. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna take up the pleas in just a couple of minutes. Okay, Ms. Conant, you have a quick announcement? Ms. Conant?
Yes, Your Honor. I have number 20 on the court's criminal docket.
Okay, that's CR 210570-I, Alejandro Galvez.
Yes, Your Honor. We haven't been able to get a hold of him. He bonded out on this case, and I don't have good contact information for him. So he was not notified of this hearing.
So he's out on bond right now?
He is, but he also has a felony pending.
Okay, do you have address, phone number, anything?
I have a phone number, but both my assistant and I have been trying to reach him and text him, and we haven't received a response. So I don't know if that's still a good number.
Okay. Well, when he was released, did he get a document that stated that today he had a hearing date? Do you know? Usually they'll give him the next hearing date when they bond out.
Your Honor, I don't know. I can check on that, but I know my assistant always checks with the bond company to get phone numbers. And she said she's not getting any response, so.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to try and track him down. Is he going to be, are you asking for your next setting to be a status then?
Yes, Your Honor, because of the felony, I
Okay,
would,
Your Honor,
yes,
is this on, I'm sorry for the interruption, Your Honor. Is this on Alejandro Galvez?
yes.
Yes, ma'am. The order of commitment did state to appear via Zoom for a plea on today's date at 1:30.
Okay, the
And
only
it was
thing is
sent
that-
to this PO box as well.
okay, so the only thing is that he wouldn't have had the Zoom information though. Right? Because of,
No, Judge, usually they call in for that.
yeah.
Is there, excuse me, is there an email address on that order?
No, it was sent, it should have been sent to your email, Ms. Conant. It was sent to releasing and myself to make sure that he was released. And then I went ahead and I also put in that PO box that was in his demographics tab on our system.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, I'll try and get a hold of him. And, but he does have that felony pending and I'd like to wrap all these up together.
Well, I'm gonna have him come back on October the 26th at 9:30 for a status. And then he needs to show up first before we do anything else, so.
Yes, yes, Judge.
Okay, so I'll see him back here, try to get a hold of him, and it'll be October 26th at 9:30.
I will. Thank you very much.
Okay.
May I be
thank you.
excused?
Yes, Ms. Arista?
Number 31, Judge, in the court's docket.
Okay, CR 21-08945-I, State of Texas versus Luis Moreno. Is Mr. Moreno present?
Judge, is this for arraignment, Judge? I did resubmit a waiver of arraignment, Judge, but he also has a felony pending.
Okay, so your waiver of arraignment, did it include proof of a alcohol monitoring device?
No, Judge, because he's incarcerated and he's got a felony and he's not been able to bond out, Judge.
Okay, so he's still, oh, there he is. Okay, so is Mr. Moreno Spanish speaking?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay, and so do you have a date on his felony at all, or it's still at intake?
It's still an intake, Judge. I had called September 2nd, Judge, to check the status, and it was still there, Judge. It has
Okay.
been processed.
Okay, then let's see if it's been processed by October the 26th at 1:30.
And Judge, he's not being held on the felony case. He's only being held on the driving while intoxicated and the resist. He does have a Class C of fail to ID, which has no bond. But regarding the bond amount, the state can offer a $1,000 cash surety on each charge with the condition that he obtain a mobile device.
Ms. Arista, do you want,
And that's fine, Judge. I just don't see him being able to bond out, Judge. I've already talked to him about the new bond amounts, Judge.
okay, so, I mean, we can leave it like it is right now since he's not gonna bond out, and that way there's no requirement at this time. Or, you know, because I don't think it makes any sense if he's not gonna be able to do the reduction. He wouldn't be able to meet the, oh, not at all, okay.
No, Judge. I can talk to him again. So the court wants to set that $1,000 on the new case, Judge. I can talk to him again and see if there's any funds anywhere where they.
Okay, what's the other case number, Ms. Wadena?
It's the resist CR 21-08946-I.
Okay. So on the driving while intoxicated on 21-08945-I, okay, the court will reduce the cash surety amount to $1,000. And on CR 21-08946-I, it'll reduce it down to, set it at a cash surety at $1,000. On his, as a condition of bond on his DWI, he'd be ordered to obtain an alcohol monitoring device, a mobile, within 48 business hours from his release. If he's able to make bond.
Okay, Judge, and I'll go talk to him and explain all that to him again.
Okay,
And with the new
All right.
amounts, maybe he can come up with some money.
okay,
Thank you, Judge.
thank you. Okay, and then Mr. Kennedy?
Maybe excuse Your Honor.
Oh, yes, ma'am, you may be excused.
Afternoon, Your Honor. How are you today?
Good afternoon, thank you, doing well.
You're welcome. Judge, today I have Cruz Limas with a myriad of cases.
Okay, Mr. Cruz Limas, deputy. Okay, and that is numbers 21 through 30 on the court's docket.
Yes.
Okay, and what's your announcement?
Judge, he has felonies pending which are set for October the 12th. We filed a motion for bond reduction in those cases, and Judge Mancias lowered his felony bonds to $5,000 cash as surety each. He's working on getting those bonds, but his bonds total
Mr. Kennedy,
for these 9 misdemeanors.
Mr. Kennedy,
Yes.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
you froze, so I didn't understand anything after Judge Mancias lowered the bonds to 5,000.
Okay, let me just change my internet here and see if I can get it a little bit better. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so we filed a motion for bond reduction on the felonies, and Judge Mancias lowered his bond to $5,000 for each case, which totals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which totals $35,000 in bonds. His collective bonds for the misdemeanors total over $70,000, and we're asking for a bond reduction today, Your Honor. On some of these cases, he's already maxed out. He's been in custody since last December the 26th. So we're asking for a low cash or surety bond.
Okay. And what is the state, does the state have an offer?
We do not have an offer, Judge. I'm looking at the felony cases, but I see that it's still under a verification of incarceration. So on our end, it still shows that he doesn't have a bond set on the felony cases.
Okay.
If you look up on Odyssey, it shows the 5,000 cash or surety on each of the bonds. They're reduced maybe about a month or so ago.
Judge, if we could get a week reset, that way I can send off paperwork for the cases that he's maxed out on, and that I can view the bond stuff more clearly, because on our end on Odyssey, it still shows that he has a verification of incarceration regarding the felony cases.
Okay, are you showing which ones he's maxed out on? Do you know which ones?
I'm seeing the possession.
Well, he has several of those.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll make it easy for the court and for the state, Your Honor. If Ms. Gudena could send me a rec on the misdemeanors that are not associated with the felonies, maybe we can dispose of those and talk about the bond reductions at that time.
Okay. Then either way, I would still need to give you time to do that. Ms. Wadenia, did you hear what Mr. Kennedy suggested?
Yes, Judge, and we'll go ahead and send those recommendations out.
Okay, so then do you want him to come back on Tuesday? Will
Yes,
he be ready by Tuesday?
I could be ready on our side. We get everything taken care of soon, and I can speak to Ms. Gudena about that.
Okay, so then we'll come back on September 28th at 1:30 so we can dispose of as many of Mr. Limas's cases as we can.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge. I think that's all I have today. I had another case, Your Honor, but I think days may have been reset already.
yes, it was.
Okay, then I ask to be excused, Your Honor.
Okay, that's fine.
Have a good day in your staff. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Gonzalez, Savannah Gonzalez, did you have a quick announcement?
I do, Judge. It's number 45, I believe, on the court's criminal docket. Let me just get pulled over 2 seconds, Judge, so I can turn on my camera here.
Okay, CR 20-6970-I, State of Texas versus Alejandro Velas. Mr. Velas still in custody?
He is, Judge. We have reset the felony matter. It's likely going to be dismissed as part of a plea to 2 years TDC. He was convicted on a motion to revoke out of Harris County and was sentenced to 2 years TDC with a 6-month inpatient rehab as a condition of that. And he will be taking a 2-year plea on the felony here, and then the misdemeanor will get dismissed.
Okay, and when are you set for that?
I believe they reset us, I want to say next Thursday, Judge, out of the 139th. I received the plea paperwork this morning from the 139th prosecutors.
Okay, so on the 30th?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then do we have any slots available October 5th at 1:30, Ms. Rivera?
Judge, we are at 53 cases. If you'd like to add, that would be fine. If not, we would move into the 26th of October, Your Honor.
Okay, let's just take them on October 5th at 1:30 because hopefully Ms. Gonzalez is able to wrap it up anyway next week. Okay?
Judge, the plea paperwork does reflect the dismissal and the misdemeanor. So if it's taken care of, I'll go ahead and advise your staff so they can remove the setting.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay, Ms. Mendoza.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, ma'am. I know, I'm not sure if you were notified that Mr. Chapa and his firm were retained on your former client, Joel Quintana.
No, Judge, I was not. And
Okay.
no, I wasn't aware.
Okay, so Mr. Chapa, have you all filed your motion for substitution yet?
Judge, if they haven't already been filed, they'll be filed by the end of the day.
Okay, and just make sure that you attach an order granting to that.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so Ms. Mendoza, did you have anything else pending?
No, Your Honor.
Okay,
Go ahead, just have one more question. Is Mr. Chapa, have you all also been retained on the felony?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, and so the only thing that I ask is that substitution of counsel as well.
Very well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
okay.
Your Honor, I have no further business before this honorable court. May I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Chapa, let me go ahead and call your case CR 1902109-I and CR 1814567-I, CR 1814568-I, CR 1910964-I, CR 1910965-I, CR 20-00625-I, CR 20-00626-I, CR 21-05361-I, CR 21-05362-I, and CR 21-05363-I. The State of Texas versus Joel Quintana Jr., and that is number 33 to number 42 on the court's docket. And what is the announcement?
Judge, we're asking for a reduction in bonds today. Your Honor, I understand that he does have several misdemeanors and a pending felony as well. In speaking with the family and in meeting with Mr. Garza, we do believe there are some issues with substance abuse. He needs treatment. We are in talks with them and then hoping to get him into or some other inpatient facility. Or could reduce his bonds to help facilitate that process. Mr. Quintana would be for it. But we would defer to the discretion of the court.
Okay, Ms. Guarena, I believe you have an announcement on Mr. Quintana's cases.
Yes, Judge. The state would be opposed to any bond reduction. He's also being held on the felony, which does have a verification incarceration on. He hasn't complied with any of the court's orders. We do believe him to be a flight risk. So at this time, the state's opposing any further bond reduction.
Okay, so when is he, or when are you seeking for bond to be set on his felony, Mr. Chapa?
Your Honor, I believe a motion and a order saying he was filed earlier today. We would really we're waiting on a setting out of the court 30th to work on that as well.
Okay. So, Mr. Quintana has been provided a lot of opportunities. I tried working with him by giving him an opportunity to, I ordered him to obtain an alcohol monitoring device. That wasn't done. I ordered him to be under AIP. He didn't comply. I ordered him to be screened for SATF. It took him about 3 or 4 times before he did do it. And then he did call into the office and make statements for me to catch him if I can. So that tells me that Mr. Quintana is a flight risk. And I do agree with you that I do think he does have a substance abuse problem. I do agree with you that I do think that he does need to get some counseling. However, in order to be efficient with his cases, I do need to see what is going to be done on his felony case. So on his felony case, if you're going, I'm going to give you a setting. So at this time, I'm not going to order any reduction in his bond. However, I'll hold over that request. What I will do is I'm going to give you a setting of October 26th at 1:30. If you have a setting on your bond for the felony earlier than that, notify us and I will bring them in earlier.
Very well, Judge. Thank you.
And at that time, then, depending on what the district court did on his felony, and then I'll reconsider any bond reduction on all of these cases.
Yes, Judge, thank you. I appreciate the court's time.
So that'll be October 26th at 1:30, and I'll look out for your order so I can sign it on the substitution.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Deputy, you can take him away, please. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chapa. Anything else?
I have nothing further, Judge. May I be excused?
You certainly may. Okay, Mr. Osuna, do you have any other case?
Honor, we have Mr. Ildefonso Martinez. He is number 51 on the court's docket, CR 20-05971I. We have a plea for the court's consideration, Your Honor, so we'll stand by.
Okay, is he on the screen?
Yes, Your Honor. He is a gentleman labeled Galaxy A02S.
Okay, I think we've already taken up all the announcements. Let me just, Deputy, do you have anyone left with you?
Yes, ma'am, I have Alanis Jose, Benavides.
Let me see. Okay, Gerardo Benavides has been reset to October 26th at 1:30. And Mr. Alanis has been reset to September 28th at 1:30.
Okay, I have 2 more. Castro Hector.
Okay, Mr. Contreras has not made an appearance yet, so he would need to wait for his attorney.
Sustaita Carlos.
Sustaita Carlos. Did anyone see that on the docket?
Number 43, Judge.
Okay, and who's the attorney of record?
Ms. Canales.
Okay, Ms. Canales and Mr. Contreras have not appeared yet. So we're just waiting for them to come on, Deputy.
Okay.
Okay, so as soon as they do, I'm pretty sure he'll be a reset because he has felonies that are pending. So, I guess we'll just wait to see if they come in. And I'll have somebody on my staff contact them. Okay? Oh, okay, you're on mute. Okay. All right, then let's go ahead and get started with the pleas. I have Jesus Perez Jaramillo. Mr. Jaramillo, can you please unmute yourself?
I'm here. I don't know.
Okay, and I do need you to turn on your camera, sir. Okay, Gregory Martinez? Okay, I do need you to stay on the camera, sir. And Ildefonso Martinez? Okay, please unmute yourself. Okay, so I need all you three gentlemen to please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Jaramillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Gregory Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Ildefonso Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, please lower your hands. NCR 1811831-I, the state of Texas versus Jesus Perez Jaramillo. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
NCR 1815109-I and CR 2011377-I, the state of Texas versus Gregory Zach Martinez. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
NCR 2059971-I, the state of Texas versus Ildefonso Martinez Jr. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Jaramillo, you are before the court charged with driving while intoxicated, second, a Class A misdemeanor. Mr. Martinez, you are before the court charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, and also a driving while intoxicated, second, a Class A misdemeanor. Mr. Ildefonso Martinez, you are before the court charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. For those defendants that are charged with a Class B misdemeanor, that carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. If you are charged with a Class A misdemeanor, that carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Do each of you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offense of which you are charged, Mr. Jaramillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gregory Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ildefonso Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All of you have the right to an attorney and a right to a trial by jury. You can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with this court. At this time, I will ask you, did you have an opportunity to review the document with your attorney before signing it? Yes or no, Mr. Jaramillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes or no, Mr. Gregory Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes or no, Mr. Ildefonso Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you further understand that when you signed that document, you were waiving your right to a trial by jury? Mr. Jaramillo, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gregory Martinez, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ildefonso Martinez, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then the court will accept your waivers of trial by jury. Has any court ever declared any of you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane? Yes or no, Mr. Jaramillo?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gregory Martinez?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ildefonso Martinez?
No, Your Honor.
Counselors, in speaking with your clients, do you find them to be mentally competent and able to assist you in their own defense? Mr. Puente?
Mr. Jaramillo's company, Your Honor.
Mr. Sepulveda?
Same announcement, Judge.
Mr. Osuna?
Mr. Martinez's company, Your Honor.
Then the court will make a finding that that all defendants entering into a plea today that are before the court are mentally competent and able to assist their attorneys in their own defense. Do each of you further understand that if the punishment I assess does not exceed what's recommended by the state, you will need this court's permission if you decide to file an appeal? Do you understand that, Mr. Jaramillo? Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gregory Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ildefonso Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you further understand, gentlemen, that the court does not have to accept the recommendation of the state? Yes or no, Mr. Jaramillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Gregory Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ildefonso Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
At this time, I need to ask you, are you a U.S. citizen? Mr. Jaramillo? Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gregory Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ildefonso Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
NCR 18-11831-I, the state of Texas versus Jesus Perez Jaramillo to the offense of driving while intoxicated. Second, a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, yeah.
NCR 18-15109-I, in the state of Texas versus Gregory Zach Martinez for driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
NCR 211377-I, the state of Texas versus Gregory Zach Martinez for driving while intoxicated. Second, a Class A misdemeanor, sir. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
NCR 20-05971-I, the state of Texas versus Ildefonso Martinez Jr. for driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Now, are each of you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Yes or no, Mr. Jaramillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gregory Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ildefonso Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, the court will accept your pleas as being freely and voluntarily given. I will call for state's evidence at this time.
Your Honor, at this time, I want you to note that the number 49 for Gregory Martinez, that's a rebel case,
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, so then, Mr. Martinez, on CR 18-15109-I, for that, I was not aware that that was a revocation case, sir. Are you the same defendant that has violated the bond conditions that were set forth on CR 18-15109-I, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
So are you pleading true to this revocation, sir?
True.
Okay. All right, there's the clarification. You may proceed, Mr. Ramirez.
And one more clarification before we get to state's evidence. So for number 47, Jesus Jaramillo, his attorney is Robert Puente. The clarifications for Mr. Puente.
Mr. Puente.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Ramirez, what's your question to Mr. Puente?
Yes, on the documentation for the citizenship section, that was blank. We
I'll
want to
make
get
an
a response for that.
amendment that I did discuss this matters with him, and I am confident that he's a United States citizen.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. The state accepts that response. And the only thing that's missing is also there's a missing date on the waiver. So we want to know when it was signed.
It was signed today.
And for the record, that's September 21st, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, I believe that was all that was missing. The state's ready to proceed with the evidence, Your Honor.
Okay, you may proceed, Mr. Ramirez.
With the exception of the Rebo case, the state offers, this is for number 47, number 50, number 51. State offers plea documents and offense reports as state's exhibit number 1. Notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as state's exhibit 2. Waiver of article 39.14 disclosures as state's exhibit 3. And waiver of risk and needs assessment as state's exhibit 4.
Okay, any objections? Mr. Puente?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Sepulveda?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Osuna?
No objection, Your Honor. So getting stipulated.
Okay, Mr. Ramirez?
And
There
for
being
the-
no, hold on, there being no objection from defense counsel as to the exhibits are hereby admitted and approved. Okay, you may, and you were saying?
For the Rebo case, okay, that's for number 49, Gregory Martinez. State offers waiver of rights, consent to stipulation of evidence, and plea of true to state's motion to revoke as state's exhibit number 1. State also requests that defendant stipulate that he is the same defendant who was placed on the further adjudication.
Judge, you have no objection, Judge. It will stipulate, Judge.
Judge, I'm sorry if I may interrupt. For all pleas, the state would also request that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. State would also request that defense counsel stipulate to the fact that all evidence that has been e-filed is sufficient evidence to corroborate the plea of guilty.
No objections, Your Honor, and so stipulated as to venue and jurisdiction and to sufficiency of the others.
Same announcement just for Mr. Martinez.
For Ildefonso Martinez, Your Honor, so stipulated.
Okay. So then in CR 1811831-I, the state of Texas versus Jesus Jaramillo. And for the offense of driving while intoxicated, second, a class A misdemeanor, sir, it is a judgment of the court that you are guilty as charged. What is the state's recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor, the state recommends $300 fine plus court costs, plus 1 year probated for 18 months probation, repeat offender program, plus interlock device, plus 72 hours Hidalgo County Jail, plus 180 days Texas driver's license suspension, and 30 community service hours.
Okay, any questions or requests on behalf of your client, Mr. Puente?
Yes, Your Honor. My client sustained a fall from a roof. He shattered the bottom part of his foot. He's on crutches, and the doctor asked that he be immobilized as much as possible. So we request if the 72-hour period could start after at least a month or month and a half, so he can rehabilitate a little bit of his leg.
Okay, and so is he working full-time still?
No, I understand he's just at home with his leg elevated.
Okay.
He's got a cast on.
Okay, at this time, I'm gonna waive the 30 CSR hours in light of his situation. He has the probation period to finish his 72 hours. I'll give him 90 days to pay the fine and 90 days to pay the court costs. His Texas driver's license suspension will run concurrent with any administrative suspension.
I would also request, Your Honor, he currently has a mobile device. He's not driving because of his medical condition. So we ask the court if the court would consider having him use the mobile device rather the interlocking one, I'm sorry.
Okay, does the state have an objection to changing him from the interlock device to the mobile device since he's not driving right now?
No objection, Judge.
Okay. We'll go ahead and order that it be a mobile device. So he's gonna need an order to remove the interlock and switch to the mobile?
Judge, if I may, Judge, clients up to the probation, he currently has a mobile device with SoberSense, Judge.
Okay, so he'll just continue with the mobile device.
Yes.
Okay, what's his latest report?
No violations, Judge.
Okay. Okay, good job, Mr. Jaramillo, because I know you had some missed tests and late tests the last time. What is your phone number, sir?
My phone number?
Yes, sir.
That would be 956-867-0530.
Okay, the probation department will call you at their earliest convenience, sir, okay?
Okay.
All right, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, then best of luck to you, Mr. Jaramillo. You may be excused.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and CR 18151, CR 20113777-I, the state of Texas versus Gregory Zek Martinez to the offense of driving while intoxicated, second, a class A misdemeanor. The court finds, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And on CR 1815109-I, for the revocation on the driving while intoxicated, a class B misdemeanor, the court finds that you are the same defendant that is named in the motion of revocation and failed to comply with their bond conditions. Okay, and what is the state's recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor, for CR-18-15109-I, the state's recommendation is $100 fine plus court cost plus 2 hours in Hidalgo County Jail. Credit for
Sorry, it's 2 days.
It's 2 days, 2 days.
Let me go ahead and repeat that, Your Honor. So $100 fine plus court cost plus 2 days in Hidalgo County Jail with credit for 2 days.
Okay, any questions or requests on behalf of your client for that plea, Mr. Sepulveda?
No, we're fine with that, Judge.
Okay, go on to the next one.
Okay, and CR-20-11377-I, the state recommends $400 fine plus court costs plus 1 year probated for 15 months plus a repeat offender program plus interlock device plus 5 days in Hidalgo County Jail, plus 1 year Texas driver's license suspension, plus 40 community service hours, plus open restitution, plus MAD impact panel, and plus alternative incarceration program for 6 months.
Okay, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Judge, I do believe it was on the outpatient, Judge. There was a request for an outpatient, Judge. Judge, my client is a full-time student, Judge. He's been on AIP, Judge, for 1.6 months, 1 year, 6 months, Judge. He's had some faults, I guess, not reporting on time or something, but he's had no alcohol-related offenses, Judge. So basically, we're looking at another year and 18 months, almost 18 months, Judge, maybe almost 2 years of probation, Judge. So we're asking, as to the outpatient, who's going to foot the bill? Is the state going to foot the bill? Because my client's a full-time student, Judge. He can't afford, and what we're doing is set him up for failure, Judge.
Judge, if I may, the previous recommendation did include outpatient, but we had agreed that in lieu of outpatient, we would continue the defendant on AIP for another 6 months.
That's correct. Thank you, Counselor. Okay, Judge, so I guess that argument's moot, Judge. Judge, so we're just asking for the 40 hours of community service to be waived. Judge, he's a full-time student, Judge.
Okay. And does he have a mobile alcohol monitoring device or an interlock?
I don't know, Judge. I guess you can ask him, but he's had it for 1 year and 6 months, Judge.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. He has a mobile device with safety check, Judge.
Okay, he'll continue on the mobile device instead of switching to an interlock. I'll give him 90 days to pay the fine and 90 days to pay the court costs. His Texas driver's license suspension will run concurrent with any administrative suspension. His 40 CSR hours will be waived. The rest of the recommendation I will follow. And what is the restitution hearing date?
Judge, I do believe it was his own vehicle, Judge, so I don't know why we need a restitution hearing. Here's a one-car accident, Judge.
It has open restitution on the plea, so I don't know if they're going to be setting that at 0.
He did hit another vehicle, Judge, so we would have an open restitution hearing regarding that.
October the 19th, Your Honor, at 1:30.
Okay, October 19th at 1:30 for that restitution hearing.
Thank you, Judge. That's all we have.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, what's your phone number?
It's 956-373-8106.
Okay, and Ms. Soto, do you have a report on him?
Judge, he had 1 missed test on September the 11th. The morning test was missed. Other than that, he's been testing.
Okay. No missed test. Okay, Mr. Martinez, you need to not be missing or skipping, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Judge.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thanks, Judge. Stay safe.
Likewise.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and on CR 20-591-I for the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor in the state of Texas versus Ildefonso Martinez Jr. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. So what is the state's recommendation?
The state recommends a $150 fine plus court costs, plus 180 days probated for 10 months, plus alcohol class, plus interlock device, plus 90 days Texas license, driver's license suspended, and we waive the community service hours.
Okay, Mr. Osuna, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, we would humbly ask if the court would consider running the driver's license suspension concurrent with any administrative suspension, and we would humbly ask for 90 days to pay costs.
That'll be granted on both.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, has Mr. Martinez been on any type of alcohol monitoring device?
My understanding is that he has not, Your Honor. Since this was a Class B, the court did not order it.
Okay, so he'll be obtaining one then for the first time. Okay, so that needs to be installed within 48 business hours that you receive the order. Okay, Mr. Martinez?
Okay.
And what is your phone number?
956-732-3407.
Okay, the probation department will contact you at their earliest convenience and they'll assist you with a list of vendors, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then you may be excused. Best of luck to you, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you.
Okay. Deputy, you can bring forward Carlos Sustaita. Okay, that's CR 21-02286-I, CR 21-08930-I, the state of Texas versus Carlos Sustaita. Ms. Canales?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. This defendant has a felony pending, Your Honor.
Okay. Does he have a bond set already on that felony?
I believe so.
Okay. So he's still in there on that one then as well?
Yes, Your Honor. It has not been indicted.
Okay. Okay, well then, let's see if they've done anything on that on October 26th at 1:30. I don't like to go more than 30 days when they're incarcerated.
Yes, Your Honor. And I didn't realize this was going to be on our schedule today to make an announcement. That's why I don't know what the issue with the bond is. However, I'll find out if we can file a writ or if we haven't already to bond him out on the felony, and then we'll come back to this court to try to get him out.
Okay, let us know if you need an earlier setting than that date and we'll accommodate you.
Okay, and at what time was that on October 26th, Your Honor?
At 1:30.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay.
Can I
Deputy,
be-
yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Deputy, we have not heard from Mr. Contreras and we've already concluded our docket. Let me just look up the case very quickly. Okay, so he also has a felony pending. Do we show anything, is that felony still at intake for Hector Dario Castro?
No, Judge, it has been filed. The next status date on the felony is October the 6th.
Okay, then we'll set him for October 26th at 1:30. And we'll let Mr. Contreras' office know. Okay, Deputy? All right. Okay, thank you, sir. You're on mute. Oh, there you go. Okay, thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Let me just. Wow, everybody called